All right. Not talking about trash this time because if I'm talking about trash, then it's gonna be like too much trash. If you hear trash, then you shall act like trash because it just infatuates yourself with your life. And I don't want to act like trash. I want to be a good little human being. And I'm gonna not soak up the trash. Take out that trash. Don't. All right, you know what? Enough trash. Enough trash. No more trash. Moving on to the dishes. Hmm. Something I can't stand about the dishes is the fact that don't like I really don't like taking out the dishes because dishes are like, you know what? I'm not gonna listen to you because I'm gonna be covered in grime and you're not gonna be able to wash me off. And I'm like, oh man. So, but the one good thing about the one thing that like makes me want to like actually deal with the dirty dishes is the fact that it's nice and peaceful. It's nice and peaceful to be able to be like, you know what, dishes, you're gonna get cleaned. I don't care what you have to say about it. So I would go and just clean up the dishes because they need to be clean. I don't mind cleaning them either. Wait a minute. I thought there was gold under there. Nice. So, I just clean them because it's peaceful. It's nice and peaceful to clean dishes. And quite frankly, I like seeing a kitchen full of dishes. So whenever I go get some dishes from the, so that way I go, if I want some juice, I can go to the cupboard and be like, oh hey, like perfectly good clean dishes for me to actually like, utilize for, storing fluids such as water or juice or whatever else I'm trying to get. Cause from there I can be like, yo, got this cool dish for my for my spagooter eating and eat. I could be like, yeet, got a bowl instead because bowls is what you normally eat spagooter with. But anyway, I am going off topic here. What actually? People in the comments below, what is your favorite food? Actually, your favorite food. Like, if you were to have one food for the rest of your life, what would you eat? Actually, what would you eat? I completely made this the wrong way. I need to do this. But anyway, don't like cleaning up dishes, but you know what? Have to anyway because they're dishes and I have to clean them up because you know what? Gotta clean up the dishes. So we have clean dishes in your cupboard. And anyway, whatever. But I can never find myself able to, clean the dishes because I'm like, dishes? Nah. Nah, bro. So instead I just like kind of like, neglect it. And it gets to the point where I start eating like if I get a drink, I just kind of like a I'll get a small bowl instead and I'm like, what am I doing? I look at the bowl, I'm like, what am I doing? Why don't I just like clean off the drink glasses? I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like cleaning dishes. But you know what? Yeah, I think today I'm going to like, you know what, take a stand against the dishes. Gonna be like, you know what? I don't care that I don't like cleaning these dishes. I'm gonna walk up to these dishes anyway. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, dishes, I'm gonna clean you because we need clean dishes. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to eat clean food. Because if I don't have clean dishes, I'm not gonna be able to like, serve myself on clean silverware and stuff like that. And if I can't serve myself on clean silverware, then what am I gonna do besides not eat? And I need to eat because if I don't eat, I'm gonna become like unhealthily fed, and with unhealthily feeding, I'm just gonna become something that's unhealthily fed. I'm gonna be a not cool person if I don't eat like a good amount of food. One thing that worries me about population, like some people, is that Like a lot, I know a lot of people are conscious about their eating habits, like their size. Not really their eating habits, but like their size, like how like slightly chubby they are. But the thing about that is that I see some people who kind of like they stop eating completely, and that's like to me that's a kind of that's a little bit weird because I see them and I'm like, well, if you don't eat, your body's gonna be a lot more inclined to like feed itself a lot more. Cause what would you do if you didn't have like a lot of food? Like if you're like if you whenever you get food, you want to save it, obviously, because you're like, oh man, I need to save my food up. Well, your body thinks the same way. So the next time you get food, your body's like, oh my gosh, food, and like suck up all that food like Kirby, and then it'll be like, food. I better save this so that way I have more food left over. And from there, it's just you gain weight because obviously your body's like, man, gotta store up this food, otherwise I'm gonna like not, I'm gonna starve and it's not gonna be a good time. A button that can be placed on the top of a block. Nice. Anyway, so you get this food, get a good amount of it, and you end up like gaining weight because your body's not used to being fed. Once that happens, like they start feeling a lot weirder and a lot more subconscious about it, and they like eat a lot less after that. And I'm like, bro, you gotta eat something, otherwise your body's gonna keep on like fatting itself up because you don't have food to like energize yourself. How are you gonna be an Energizer Bunny with your bait strum rocking and your charged battery juicing like without any food? And from there, I just kind of think to myself, what is the one way I can get these people to like be like want to be fed? And from there, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what to do because a lot of people like don't they'll well a lot of people will listen to me, but it becomes a problem because like even if they listen to me, they don't do what I like suggest them doing. And it's just bizarre because I'm like, well, I'm giving you advice and you're not taking it. Like, what's like you agree with everything I say, but you don't take my advice. And it's like, what? I try to help people the best I can, but it becomes a problem whenever I realize they're not listening to what I have to say. And in the future, I hope that it becomes a point to where they're actually like, listening and not really combating anything I'm saying because, I'm trying to help. I'm trying my best to help. And it should be, listened to. I should be heard out. As anyone should be. Everyone should be kind of heard out. But I feel it a little. I feel a little scared sometimes because a lot of people actually give, well, some people give bad advice. There's like that friend that's like, "Yo, you should totally go do whatever, blah 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 blah." And the first thing I think about when I hear that is peer pressure. Specifically, like you're in high school and people are like, "Yo, do drugs, yeah, drink, blah blah blah." Like that's terrible advice, and I don't like. I'm like, what are you doing with your life? You're just like, what are you doing? How can you honestly be giving advice if you're just telling people to go like hurt themselves? And it's basically hurt themselves, and it's like I don't know. It kind of becomes a situation where I'm like caught in the middle of all this like not good stuff, and I'm trying to basically give some good, decent advice without people, you know, like doing bad stuff. I just don't want people to be taking like bad advice that's preventing them from doing the good advice. Because if people are not listening to the good advice, then like, how are they gonna get better? They don't know who to listen to. So I try my hardest to, help. And I hope that it doesn't become a problem in which people don't really listen to me because they're listening to someone else. I'm not sure. Like I don't want to make people think that I'm like trying to take excuse me, trying to take control of everything because I'm not. I'm just trying to help people. Not trying to like cause this major uprising or anything. I mean, not like one that would require like a bunch of destruction or anything. I'm not trying to conquer the world here. Is what I'm trying to say. We're just trying to make things a lot easier for people to survive, to like be happy, to be truly happy and whatnot. And I'm not sure. I'm really trying to. Based right now, I'm trying to help people on a small scale level. I'm trying to help people like by interacting with them, saying like, hey, you should do this. Like you shouldn't really do this, and just being generally happy and stuff like that. Just that way people aren't like feeling hurt or anything. People are, getting some pretty decent advice. And from there, I think once they start hearing my advice, they start thinking like, oh my gosh, I should listen to this guy more often. He's like, wow, this guy's cool. He's like actually like giving some good advice. Like at that point, I hope that people have the sense to do that because I don't want people to be hurting themselves anymore. I want the world to be a nice, happy place where people don't judge each other. They don't really they don't feel the need to do bad things to each other. Because I see that a lot. I see that a lot in human history. Like most of our human history has been about war. And quite frankly, that kind of sucks because it's like, dude, we're not the what are those things called again? Man, I forget what they're called. But we're not a tribe of war people. We're not animals. We're just human beings. We need to like stand up. We need to act what we are, which is not evil scum like whatever. We need to act civilized. We need to act in a way that won't cause us to hurt other people because other people are meaningful and they don't deserve to be harmed by something as stupid as someone who's just idiotic, being a little bit stupid. We need a world in which we need a society in which people are not just stacked up against each other. Because back in the olden days, I remember back in the olden days, but like you hear like I've heard people say like back in the like their time of living, like the old people like they're like, well, you could leave your front door open. You could like leave your front door open and expect everything to be still in your home. Like you don't expect someone to just like have robbed you of whatever you have in your home. You trusted your neighborhood. You trusted everyone that's kind of like been a part of your life. Like just not even been a part of your life, just people in general that have been there, like living next to you. But in society nowadays, you find people with like armed to the teeth with security systems. And like that's not wrong because in today's time, like that's kind of you need that. You can't survive without that because if you do survive without that, you're pretty darn lucky that no one's stolen your stuff. No one's robbed you. And I see that as a bad sign. Like I see that like yeah, like a bad sign. Like people shouldn't have to lock up every single little thing because they're afraid that people are going to steal from them. That's just not that's not sensible. That's not it doesn't make sense to me how society has gotten to that point. And with the growth of technology, I feel like I don't know. Like I would like want to save it for later, I guess you could say, because I don't want to just bombard people with my beliefs right now. Because I don't feel like now would be a good time. I feel like I feel like people should get to know me and get to know that I'm like an actual good person. So that way, whenever it comes down to it, they're not judging me and they're not like oh my gosh, she's that kind of person. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm just a person. Like they've seen me like behave. They've seen how I help. They don't stereotype me. They fight against the stereotypes because they know who I am. They know what I stand for, and they don't. You know, they don't resent me just for being who I am. So I'm going to keep it to myself for now. That's the end of the episode. So thank you guys so much for hearing me ramble about things that I think. This is really the series just to kind of like chill out, just for me to open my mind, and basically, chill out and play Minecraft for Jesus' sake. I mean, he loves me, and I don't want to put him under any more stress than he has to be. All right. That's gonna do it for this game one, guys. I hope you had a good time. Got that mind a pumping with brain juice, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember to be the greatest you can be. Love you guys. Talk to you later.